Hello, and welcome to another exciting, enlightening, and engaging episode on the Amogate Radio Communications Program. My name is Adepeju Jayoba, and thank you so much for joining me on this series, Good Practices in Change Management. It's such a delight to have you here, and I'm sure you're enjoying your new day, enjoying the new week, and getting ready to achieve wonderful things, achieve the goals and the visions you have set for your organization. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today. So far on this series, we've been looking at change management, and one of the things we've established is that change comes for every organization, irrespective of the age of the organization, irrespective of the type of organization, irrespective of the processes that run in that organization. One of the things we've established is that change comes for us all. And we have looked at the importance or the benefits of change to your organization. And one of the major importance or major advantages of change is that change helps to improve or upscale the processes, the product, or the services of your organization. So when individuals or employees or business leaders hear the term change, they mustn't always think about change in the negative. Change can come to change the entire outlook, brand, and identity of your organization, change the way you do things, and it can put you ahead in your chosen niche or industry. We've also considered practices that ensure effective and successful change in your organization. The first we've considered is leadership, and we've said that at the helm of any successful change project is leadership, particularly transformational leadership, which aims to inspire, to motivate, to build, to empower, to support and encourage employees to adapt change and to implement change and ensure that change becomes successful in the organization and such that the vision for that change is achieved in the eventuality. Another practice we have seen in this series is communication, and we've said that communication is the bridge between the vision of the business leader and the execution of the change project. And this means that from conception of change to strategic planning, to execution, to monitoring and evaluation, and to resolution or embedding that change in the organizational culture, it is very essential that communication is going on consistently. Your stakeholders, particularly your employees, must always be aware and informed about the change project so that they know what to expect. They know the impact of the change and they know the benefits of the change. They know what to look out for. They also know where they're coming. They know their responsibility in the change project. They know the part they're playing. They know the role they are, supplying, and then they know, what to expect of the change project, and that can take them through the change project without being confused, without being frazzled, or without being anxious. Last week we started looking at another practice that is very important to change management, and that is innovation. And one of the things we've said is that the 21st century business space is characterized by ever-changing trends, events, and the rate at which ideas are being churned out by whether already existing organizations or new and upcoming organizations. Is so fast, it's so rapid. You get into the marketplace and you are seeing so many products that can do the same thing. I mean, diverse products, diverse services. Everyone is bringing their A game to the table. Creatives are coming up with innovative solutions, coming up with novel ideas, coming up with new technology, brand new software. I mean, and all this is changing the phase and the dimension of the marketplace. And this means that if your organization is going to remain relevant and is going to thrive in today's business space, your organization must be one that is high on innovation. And we defined innovation as the process of bringing about new ideas, methods, products, services, or solutions that have a significant positive impact and value. And one of the things we established last week is that you cannot truly call a new product or a new service or a new business model or a new process innovation if it is not providing solution to the challenges of the market. I repeat that. Innovation is truly innovation when it is providing a solution to the challenges that is posed in the marketplace, whether either challenges that is posed by new competitors or challenges that is posed by your customers. Innovation must be providing a solution to that. Another thing we considered last week is that innovation is not limited to technological advancements, because usually when people think innovation, what they are thinking is invention of technological gadgets or equipment. But one of the things I want to remind us of is that innovation encompasses new approaches to problem or to problems, problem solving processes, new organizational practices or improved organizational practices, or advanced business models that upscale the productivity and performance of your organization. So innovation can be changing the way you attend to your clients. That can be innovation. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to come up with a robot. Just changing, how you attend to your customers, probably, customer time, probably the time that it takes to attend to the customers, or, the manner at which you attend to your customers. That can be innovation. And then we have different kinds of innovation. We have product innovation, process innovation, service innovation, business model innovation. And I categorize these innovations on the three major categories. We have the continuous innovation, we have the discontinuous innovation, and we have the dynamically continuous innovation. And I said continuous innovation refers to incremental innovation, and that means changes that are gradual, introducing changes in little steady gradual forms. So a very good example would be probably changing the color of your building, changing the paint so that your office space has this beautiful, presentable, pleasant outlook. That is a gradual, continuous change that is implemented in your organization. Another type of continuous, or another example of continuous or incremental innovation is the gradual changes we see on our gadgets, probably your phones or your laptop, and then the producers or the designers just tweak something, they add something. Or a very good example, the regular updates that you do on your apps. The apps necessarily don't change logos, the apps don't necessarily change their function, but they fix bugs, they attend to certain issues, make sure that the apps are running fine, and sometimes that the apps can do new and improved things to meet your needs. And so that is a form, or that is an example of a continuous or incremental innovation. The second type of innovation we considered last week is the discontinuous innovation, which is also known as the radical or disruptive innovation. And this is the one of a kind innovation that comes to change completely how things are being done in the marketplace or in the business space. So it's it's novel, it's new, it's radical, it comes with a bang, it comes, with a lot of noise. It's something people have not seen before, and it usually comes, with a lot of creativity, and it comes to attend to challenges that have been ongoing in the marketplace. So that is discontinuous innovation. While the third type of innovation is the dynamically continuous innovation, also known as the adjacent or architectural innovation. And I explained that this kind of innovation is similar to the continuous innovation, but unlike the continuous innovation that is just gradual improvement on an existing product or existing service, dynamically continuous innovation introduces an already existing product or already existing service into a new market or into a new niche. And I gave an example last week that Uber, for example, Uber is a transportation company and is known for, carrying people or taking people from point A to point B. So we know that. But now they brought that idea or that existing service of transportation into food delivery, and now you have Uber Eats. So that is a dynamically continuous innovation. Now that we have seen that innovation is a driving force behind progress in the world, and innovation leads to new ideas, new products, new services that can make life better for everyone, you and I will agree that new gadgets or new technology or new software have made life easy for us. I gave examples of innovation in the 21st century that have, I really stood out. And I would say personally, one of such innovations that have made life very easy for me, and I believe for anyone also, is Google Pay or Apple Pay. The fact that you can make financial transactions from the comfort of your home without having to physically get up and go to your financial institution or your bank. That is an amazing innovation. I also mentioned Netflix. You don't have to go out to rent a DVD, or you're not forced to watch what your TV station is playing. Now, from the comfort of your home, you can subscribe to Netflix and you have the liberty to watch whatever you desire at whatever time. Wow, what an amazing, innovation. What an amazing service. And so you see that innovation makes life better for everyone because, like I said, innovation comes with a solution to the challenges of people. And so for businesses and organizations, embracing innovation can be very critical and very essential to staying ahead of the competition and remaining viable in a rapidly changing marketplace. And now that we've seen that innovation is very important, today we will be considering the components of innovation or the element of innovation. What exactly makes up innovation? When we're talking about innovation, particularly in the business place or in your organization, what exactly constitutes innovation? And the first component I want to talk about today is leadership and vision. Leadership and vision. Effective leadership plays a vital role in driving and supporting innovation. Like we saw, when we're considering leadership as a practice for successful change management in your organization, leaders set the vision. Leaders conceive the vision for the change. Because, if there's no vision, why should I change my organization? Why should I change the way I've been doing things? If I'm okay with the way I've been doing things, then there'll probably be no need for change. Or if I don't want to become number 1 or number 5 or even number 10 in my industry, why should I change the way I attend to my customers or to my clients? Why should I change, the process delivery time? Why should I change, our products? that can be somebody thinking that way. But you see, when leaders look at the needs of their organization vis-a-vis the needs of the customers, they develop or they conceive a vision, and that vision will create a sense of purpose. It provides guidance and it leads to innovation initiatives. This means that innovation is premised on vision. You cannot innovation or creative ideas or new ideas have to stem out of the vision, which is, what does the leader want to achieve in the organization, or what is this change trying to achieve? Remember, we are looking at innovation as a practice in change management. And so the vision of the business leader would determine the kind of innovation that the employees or the teams or the groups are bringing to the table. A very good example is, if the vision of the organization is to be the best in customer, relations management, the team will not or should not bring up innovation regarding sales, because that is not necessarily meeting the vision. So the vision would determine the kind of ideas that will be brought to the table to ensure that the organization eventually becomes the best in relating and addressing or interacting with customers. So leaders foster an environment that encourages risk-taking, empowers employees, and exemplary actions, and this leads to creativity or innovation in organizations. So it means that leadership commitment and support are very critical in nurturing a culture of innovation and driving innovative efforts in the organization. The second component, the second element of innovation we'll be looking at today, is the culture of innovation. The culture of innovation. Remember that culture refers to the unique brand, the unique identity, the unique personality of your organization. It means it's the automatic default of your organization. And so if innovation is going to run in your organization, it means that there must be a culture of innovation. There must be that automatic default that allows for creativity, allows for new ideas, allows for, even when it comes with a lot of risk, the risk of, expending time, energy, resources, and sometimes maybe lead to failure. A culture of innovation allows for creative ideas. It allows for employees to think outside the box. So an organizational culture that fosters or supports innovation is very critical to actually developing innovation that will lead to change in an organization. And this culture must be one that includes values, attitudes, behaviors that encourage curiosity, risk-taking, like I said, collaboration, and experimentation. A culture, for innovation should also foster diversity, inclusion, and recognition, especially where perspectives and diverse backgrounds, are clashing. You must realize that one of the beautiful things about innovation is that innovation is as diverse as the individuals or as the persons bringing it, and it means that people's personal preferences, their beliefs, their philosophies, their experiences, their exposures, knowledge, skills, abilities, competencies will reflect in their ideas. And so one of the things that you want to do in your culture is that you want to ensure that your culture is one where all these different perspectives, backgrounds, and skills are recognized and valued. The third component of innovation we'll be looking at is the processes and methods. The third element of innovation is the set of processes and methods that guide and facilitate the innovation process. And what I'm talking about here is that your organization or you as a business leader must establish a systematic and structured approach to identify, generate, evaluate, develop, test, and implement innovative solutions. It's not enough for your employees or for your team to come up with ideas. There must be a structure, a systematic structure that can identify, generate, evaluate, test, and implement these ideas. Because there are some, ideas that might not scale. And so, how do you know which idea to, pursue and scale up and bring to the marketplace? Or which idea needs to, be shelved at conception level? So, there must be a process and method for innovation. And this process and method should be user-centric, meaning that it must be meeting the needs of the user. It must be meeting a challenge. Remember, I said innovation cannot be truly called innovation if it is not providing a solution. So innovation must be user-centric. It must also be evidence-based. That's the part of testing. You must test it. You see it even with apps. There's always a beta testing where individuals or users test this new app and then give their honest feedback and comments about this app. Okay, I was able to, the interface or the user interface is, lovely, or I had a hard time with navigating certain points on your app. All that. And then before this app comes to the market, the developers can work on the challenges to ensure that eventually when this new idea or this new product comes to the market, it is meeting a need. So your innovation must be user-centric and it must be evidence-based. The next element of innovation we'll be considering together today is the resources and infrastructure. What are the resources or the infrastructure that is available to your employees or to your team members? So adequate resources, both financial and non-financial, are essential for innovation. And when I'm talking about resources, I'm talking about dedicated funding. I'm talking about skilled human capital. Remember, individuals or your employees or your talents are the ones who will bring these ideas. So you need skilled human capital to truly say your organization is going through innovation to bring about a change, especially a successful, productive change. You also need technology, infrastructure, you need research and development capabilities and access to relevant information and data. So organizations need to allocate resources strategically to support innovation initiatives. These resources, infrastructures, we talked about, resources, meaning the finances, the funding, skilled human, human capital, technology, research, and access to relevant data. All these put together must also or should be aligned with the vision for innovation. You must never forget that. And so remember the example I gave earlier. If the vision for change, for example, is we want to be the best in customer relation management, it means that every idea, the trainings, for example, if you're going to be paying for trainings, the kind of ideas you'll be welcoming from your employees, the kind of technology or software you'll be implementing or putting in place in your organization, all that must be geared towards achieving the vision, which is to become the best in customer relation management. So the infrastructure and the resources for innovation must be aligned with the vision and strategy that has been set for the innovation in the first place. Another element we'll be looking at, in innovation is feedback and adaptation. Innovation requires a feedback loop that allows for continuous innovation. And I will say that this is where the continuous innovation comes into play, or the incremental innovation. So you look at using a gadget, for example. Let's use, the Apple. I love the iPhone. Well, you say that what the iPhone 14 can do is different from what the iPhone 13 can do, even though they are both Apple products and they are both, amazing, gadgets. So what as Apple continued to do, they continually get feedback from their users. How well are you enjoying using our phone? Another example is the app. How many of you have ever used an app and then you see, while using the app, you just see a drop comment of rate this app, and then when you put in your stars, maybe 4 stars, 3 stars, depending on how need meeting this app is, you see feedback. There's always a feedback column, because the developers of this app also want to know if this app is if this app is meeting your need, if this app is user-centric, if it is user-friendly, and if, people are engaging this app well and enjoying using this app. And from the feedback, probably if it's, a financial app and people are like, oh, it takes a long time for my account, balance to load. I have a hard time transacting. That is feedback. And so it tells developers to go back to the drawing board and fix the challenges so that the customers or the users can enjoy this innovation. And so organizations need mechanisms to gather and analyze feedback, to learn from successes and failures. Very important. Let's not forget that in the business place, failure is not the end of the journey. Failure is just a learning curve, is a learning opportunity. And so organizations must have, systems to learn from successes and failures and iterate on their innovation initiatives. The ability to adapt and pivot based on feedback is essential to refine, to improve and enhance innovative solutions. Another component of innovation we'll be considering today is monitoring and evaluation. A system of metrics or measurement, let me put it that way. A system of measurement that monitors and evaluates the innovative idea, that new service, that new product you've just brought to the table. You must have a means of measuring. This means that you must define and implement roles, responsibilities, and rules that govern the innovative activities. And you want to ensure, alignment. You also want to ensure that the innovation is meeting the need or is aligning with the vision that has been set for it. So there must be measurement, and that measurement will also include accountability and transparency, so that you want to check if the execution of this innovative activity or this innovative solution is delivering the outcome, the desired outcome that was set out for it in the first place. And then the last component of innovation I'll be considering today is learning and improvement. Learning and improvement is a major part of innovation. Remember what we said, that you must constantly learn and improve, because as beautiful as a new idea is, somebody else is already thinking of how to better that idea. And so if you're not learning and improving on the innovation of your organization, a time will come when it will become stale, it will become obsolete, and your customers or users will move on to the latest innovation in town. And so as you develop new ideas, as you bring new products to the marketplace and you're excited, your customers are singing your praise because it's meeting their needs, don't forget that learning and improvement must be a constant part of the innovation process in your organization. And that means that you're constantly testing, you're constantly getting feedback, and you're constantly refining innovation, solutions, and strategies in your organization. And so very quickly, I want us to look at the processes involved in innovation. So if innovation is going to run through a process in your organization, how would it run? So the first is identify opportunities. Identify opportunities, and this can be done through market research, customer insights, feedback from your customers. Trend analysis, you look at the current market trend. Okay, this is what people are requesting for, or this is where the business space is, heading towards. All that can create an opportunity for your organization, particularly when you do your research and you see that there are unmet needs in the marketplace. That is a very good opportunity for innovation. Then the second process involved in innovation is generate ideas. Now that you found an opportunity, now you take this opportunity to your team, and then you begin to generate ideas. And this can be done through brainstorming sessions, idea competitions, customer feedback. When your customers, give you feedback, it can give you, an inkling to, the new product or to the new service or the improved. Don't forget, continuous innovation, improved, gradual improvement to the improvement, or the refining you need to do to your already existing product or service. Then the next process in innovation is evaluate and select ideas. Now there's, now your team has come up with a barrage of ideas. There's so many ideas on the table. Now you need to select the ideas. The next step is to evaluate and select the promising ones, particularly, the ones that meet the needs. And so at this stage, you want to assess the feasibility, the viability, and desirability of each idea. You also want to consider factors such as market potential, technical feasibility. Some ideas look good on paper, but there is no technology to support such idea. You also want to look at the resource requirements. Hope is not something that would break your bank as an organization. You don't want to spend so much money, so much resource on an idea, take it to the market, is not selling, and then you've exhausted all that you have. So you also want to look at the resource requirements and then the alignment with strategic goals and vision. Then the next step, in our innovation process is you develop and prototype. So once you've selected the best ideas, the best fit ideas from the pool of ideas that your team have brought up, then they can be further developed and prototyped. And this involves translating these selected ideas into tangible prototypes, mock-ups, or minimum viable product. Now you can come up with samples. I'm sure some of us have seen samples in the market. They tell you samples, and what the organization is looking for is when people use the samples, they're expecting feedback. Did you like it? Probably a new kind of noodles is introduced to the market. Okay, so you have samples. When you cooked this new kind of noodles, did you like the taste? Was it soggy? Did it quickly get soggy? Was the seasoning too much? Was it too little? You have your samples. This is where you develop and prototype. And at this stage, you also gather feedback and refine the ideas based on customer insights and technical feasibility. Then the next thing you want to do is to test and iterate. So at this point, you test your prototypes in real world scenarios. Customer feedback is collected, and the concept or the product are refined based on the insight that was gained from customer feedback. And this iterative process helps to validate assumptions, uncover potential issues. Sometimes you feel like an idea is so great and all that until your customers tell you, oh, we're sorry, it did not meet our need. And then you're like, okay, we did not see this problem. And then you can go back and resolve potential issues or challenges and improve the innovation before moving to the next stage. Now the next stage, and then at this level it can be either of both stage. You can either move to the implementation stage or you move to the monitoring and evaluation stage. And I'll explain what I mean. Once you've validated your assumptions, you've gotten feedbacks and you've tested your product, and you are very sure that your products are, good to go, then you can move straight on to the implementation stage. This is where your product is implemented, it's taken to the market, and then it is moved into a full scale product or service. However, if it is something you're probably addressing a challenge, sometimes what you want to do is, once you attend to the challenge or you address the issue, sometimes some organizations don't want to go straight into implementation. They want to, bring it back at the level of testing and monitor that product. So we made a product. Let's say, we developed a new kind of noodles, or we brought a new kind of noodles to the marketplace. We brought samples to the market. We had women take it home. They cooked it. We got their feedback, and they said, your noodles is great, but we feel like the seasoning, is overpowering, and, we could not eat the noodles. We could not, our kids could not eat the noodles. And then you want to take it back, you modulate, and then redesign the seasoning, check all the components going into the seasoning. And, sometimes you don't want to just, okay, now we've addressed the issue. They said the seasoning was overpowering. Sometimes what you want to do is to monitor, the product. You want to bring new samples again, get customer insight, and see if the new improvement is good enough to go to the market, is good enough to go into full scale implementation. And so it can be either of both processes. So it's either you implement and scale, meaning that the innovation has been tested, is refined, and then it can be implemented and scaled, or you review, you refine, and then you monitor and evaluate the performance of this innovation. In the same vein, if you're going straight into implementation, you also want to make sure that you monitor and evaluate. You want to make sure that your innovation is doing well in the marketplace, is achieving the vision for which it was set, and it is meeting the needs of the customers. This is all we'll be able to take today. I hope you've learned something new, and I hope you're ready to release that novel, beautiful, innovative ideas, creative solutions that would, be such a I'm careful not to use the word a blessing to our world, because indeed, when you release, those ideas, it meets the needs of people, and it makes life easier for not just your customers, but for as many users as possible. And so I want us to remember that innovation is beautiful. Innovation can upscale your business. Innovation can increase your performance and productivity in your organization, as long as it is effectively managed. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for listening in. For feedbacks, for comments, for questions, you can contact us at contact@theamogate.org. I'll take that again, contact@theamogate.org. You can also connect with us on social media, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Instagram. We'd love to connect with you. We'd love to hear from you, and we would love to work with you. Until I come your way, same time next week, keep being amazing and keep releasing amazing ideas. Bye for now.